the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? That'd be just swell. Botrix has correctly joined the channel. You love to see it. You love to see it. Mandy, hiya. Nice hat. The famous hat, is right. Oh, isn't it warm? Isn't it warm? I say this every time, and every time I've just got out the shower, so of course I'm going to be boiling bloody hot. But it is warm. Wasn't too warm this morning, like, to be honest with you. A little bit of ice on the back of the car that needed a zhuzh to get rid of it. Car needs a clean as well. Desperately. Esther, how you doing? You okay? Tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? I can take it tomorrow afternoon and get it washed. There you go. That'll be sound. It was not so much now. It was warm this afternoon. It was warm. Sunny as well. And we've got some warm days ahead of us, so it should be a fairly nice end to the week. Jean crossed. Casper, how you doing? You okay? Yeah, it's been quite nice for a change. Although, say, this morning and yesterday morning, there was a little bit of ice on the car. Nothing spectacular. Yesterday morning, it was one of those things where, do you know if you've got a freezer or a fridge and you get that sort of thin, very thin layer of ice, frost on the pipes, that you can do that with your finger and get rid of? It was like that yesterday. This morning, it was a little bit thicker, so we had to get the spray out and then drive the car for about 5 minutes extra just to make sure it was warmed when Jess got in, which it was, and we were on time this morning for a change. She was done, she was sorted. Sunset wasn't too bad, a bit hazy. It looked a bit hazy in here, but I was too busy working till 7:30, at which point I had to run and have a shower very quickly to be ready for this, so I will have forgotten something. There will be something I've forgotten. There always is. Absolutely 100% always is. But hopefully we also should be getting to the point where, is it Friday? Friday's the first time in the UK where sunset is after 6 o'clock again. So it'll be, the longer days are coming round thick and fast. And that's before we even get to the clocks going forward. They're getting longer each day. It's great. Freezing at night over there. Can't see anything missing. There will be. There'll be something. On. Charge, on. The lightsaber light might go off because it hasn't been on charge all day, which it should have been. It was plugged in but not turned on because, you know, feckin' ages. Had the most amazing sunset tonight by the car, with the car alarm on and off every 30 seconds for 2 hours. Yeah, you tend to lose the beauty of something, don't you? The romance of a sunset when that's going off. We're 20 metres away. Bastards. Dough indeed. Mandy, dough indeed. Because normally I'm pretty good. I will try and put on the lights on charge when I finished the previous stream. So when I finish this tonight, I will get the lights in the background. I'll get them and I'll put them on charge because there's two. And there's two cables that I put them in on here. So by the time I look in the morning, they're fully charged. At which point I just throw the lightsaber on and it's done. But this week no, because other stuff happened. But it's alright. Something else I was going to talk about as well, and I can't think. It'll come to me. It will come to me. Yeah, bloody car alarms. You heard the mystery beep on the latest vid? You will have heard it, yes. Whenever you stop and then take off again, it warns you that the door is open, and the door isn't open. It's just missing its bit of trim, which is on the way from Europe somewhere. I don't know. They say they're preparing the order. Does that mean they're going to try and find it within their warehouse? Are they 3D printing it? No idea. As long as it arrives. I forgot. I've got 3M pads. You know, the ones like sticky back plastic, 3M thick ones. I've got them. I was going to use some of them, one on top of the other, to see whether or not it would stick out far enough just to make it go and click the button in, but I've not got round to doing that. Because, you know, work. But how annoying is that beep? And it normally does it 3 times as well, when you first take off. As if, listen, oi, listen, are you listening? Beep, 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 beep. Pain in the arse. Southport has a day length of 11 hours and 59 minutes. 17th of March and 12 hours and 3 minutes to the 18th. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I think Friday is the first day where sunset is after 6 o'clock. So it's heading in that right direction. Yeah, got it over now. For now, just hope it doesn't go off again for you. If I had a 3D printer, I could have made it myself. No, you see, Mandy, I couldn't. And you know why? Because that would then include having to 3D scan one of the other ones off the car. I would have had to take the driver's side off, 3D scanned it, and then reversed it. I haven't got a 3D scanner, which is more money. If I'd have had the, the pattern for it, I could have done that. But the part itself cost 30 quid to be sent over from Europe, rather than 500 quid for a 3D printer. So I think I'll stick with that for the time being. It'll be on net. I could barely find the part, to be honest with you. See if I can find it now. See if it's in me Ujima flip box. Where are we? This is the bit that's causing all the beeping. That bit. That goes over the door lock. I mean, that's the other one. That's the right-hand side one. I want the left one, but... Actually, no, that is the right one. I think, oh, is it? I don't know, I can't remember. That screws in, covers the door lock, and a little bit of plastic. Oh, bollocks, can't do it there. That pushes the button in and stops it from going beep, 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 beep. That, 30 quid including packaging, all the way from Europa. I couldn't find anywhere that had them. There's salvage yards nearby. Not a single one had anything even remotely close to that. Otherwise, I could have driven round there on Monday morning and picked one up, but no. It'll be on net. It will be on net somewhere. I don't know how much a 3D scanner would be, or digital, what are they called? Like digital feeler gauges, so you can tell exactly how big things are, and then spend about 4 hours pissing about trying to make one. Order one. It'll arrive at some point. Yeah, more gear. I think Mandy likes the idea of gear, don't you? Yeah, you are further west in the time zone. right? The sun already sets after 6 o'clock over there. Yeah, it's all about relative position as well, isn't it? How far north you are, how far west you are, how far east you are. It's bizarre, isn't it? How far west or east you are within your time zone as well. At least a 3D printer would be useful. It would at some point. It would. Cute colours of the door handles. I need blick. It's in the house somewhere as well. And it will turn up, guaranteed, the day after this one arrives and is fitted on the car. I'll get a screwdriver, screw the thing in, go to put the screwdriver back where it should be, and it'll be there. I found this earlier. Same as you as well. So it's, yeah, you're in the same position, so to speak. I don't know about the gel camera. What's a gel camera? No, there's no not green. Mercedes don't tend to make cars in not green colour. Ironically, they used to make them in green, very dark green. And I think there was loads of German taxis that were in green as well. German taxis were always Mercedes. Germany was weird, man. All the taxis were really nice. The same car that my dad had. Is it a W124 or 124, I think. 280 Mercedes. Beautiful things. Every taxi was Mercedes. And then the police cars could not believe it. The police cars on the Autobahn were Porsche 911 Carreras. It's like fucking supercar police cars. It was bizarre. You are further west in the same time zone. Yep, Esther, the sun will set last for you out of all of us. Because it hangs on and hangs on and hangs on. We have it as well where we are because Steve is furthest east of all of us. So he gets the sunrise before anyone and the sun sets before anyone. Whereas I'm further west. And then you've got Ali and Jackie are also much further west than I am as well. Even though we're all within that same 1 hour zone. So sun will be right up, proper full up where Steve is, and it'll still be dark where the Irish ladies are, bizarrely. Steve-o, how's it going? You alright? 3D printer, print it in sky blue pink if I wanted to. Why would I want that on a very nice car? Don't want anything like that on a nice car. I want it to look proper, like it was supposed to be there. Blick. It needs to be blick. It's not a clown car, thank you very much, Mandy. I will have you know. Someone did say your name, and there will be more from Steve later on, by the way. As well as hello to our Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And our Ruby. Now that's a pretty colour. But you can't have a car for... I mean, there used to be... Which car was it? There was some kind of weird car that had like all different coloured panels deliberately from the manufacturer. So like a yellow bonnet, a green wing, a brown wing, a blue door, a pink door. I forget who it was that made them, but it looked fucking awful. Ali, oh. How you doing? You alright? Dark grey, it's 20 years old. It is. Well, almost 20 years old. It was registered on the 1st of May 2005. So its birthday is officially the 1st of May 2025. It is due its MOT in April, so it'll have to go in. Hopefully it can go in now. I will ring up church garages and see if I can get it done ASAP. Sooner it's in, sooner it gets done. Should your ears be burning? Only if you answer the phone while you're doing the ironing. Ali, your ears are always burning. Where is she? Where is she? man. So that's a lovely cup of tea, but because I was rushing, finishing at 7:30 and running round, shower and my tea is boiling hot. Boiling hot.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. You're right to point that out, Steve. You are right to point that out. I was trying to avoid that one, but you're right. It was very poor indeed. Very poor. Anthracite. Anthracite's a brilliant colour. There's a lot of cars these days that are anthracite or Nardo grey, which is like a chewing gum flat grey, which have anthracite wheels, which looks really good. Lots of Audis are in that Nardo grey, and they always have anthracite wheels, which looks stunning. At some point this year, I will get the wheels refurbed because it's not just for show. With them being alloy wheels, they do not rot, but they tend to oxidise, so they need to be taken in, stripped down, repolished, powder coated, and that'll make sure that they last a bit longer and you don't get air escaping from them. So that'll need to be done, but I think I have to get a couple of days off for that. Jean-Jers crossed. There's a place down the road from us that does it, but it means I'll be without the car for about 3 days. Be like losing a limb. Oh, it'll be like losing a limb. How are we all? Mandy should be knackered because Mandy's been busy. Haven't you, Mandy? Which hopefully you will see some of during the stream. Hopefully. It's shocking to you. I'll be bereft, I will. I'll be bereft. I'll be legless, but sober. Don't like being without my car. It's me legs, man. It's me legs. You'll have to excuse me as well if one or two of the things go wrong. I've had to move some stuff around on the stream deck, so it's not where it used to be. And I haven't got round to making little icons for everything now. I have got some, but not all. Are we saying yes to a chock and tea, Mandy? Are we? I'm taking that as a yes. It's always the spoon, man. It's always the spoon. I know it's a swizzle stick, but you know, it's always the spoon, man. You can always borrow Mandy's mobility scooter. But then how would she get down to the co-op to buy a Horlicks and Werther's Originals? Mandy made graphics. She has. She has made some more graphics. Watch this space. And has been learning just how difficult some of this stuff is creating for YouTube channels. It's not as easy as people think. I'm telling you that for free. I'll tell you that for free. It's bloody hard. I do need a day to get organised. I need a day off as well, desperately. I'll check what my leave's like and maybe take a day. I've also got the King's birthday at some point to take. I think that's between, I don't know. It used to be the Queen's birthday, obviously. Wonder when we take it. I'll have a look at that. It's a privileged day. I'll have to take that at some point. Ale for Steve-O. Ale for Steve-O. Here you go. There's a pint of Horsey Wind Pumper. Brand new Horsey Wind Pumper ale. Especially for you. There you go. Mandy has spent days making stuff and it looks as though it's just, oh, is that it? No. The amount of work that goes into these things is ridiculous. Just making sure that they appear on the screen and nowhere else. Fantastic. Well done. A bucket of tay-tay. A bucket of tay. That didn't take me 2 days. That took me about 10 minutes. There you go, bucket of tay-tay. Tay. 2 days that took. It might have done, but you've learned loads. You've learned loads and loads. That might actually exist. If it didn't before, it does now. Right, so it does actually exist. We will have to look into that one then, and see whether or not we can get some on the channel. A pint of our finest foaming ale, please, innkeep. I'll stick with the ale grey in a thermos, because I'm worth it. Does Horsey Wind Pumper actually exist? Does it? Can we find it? Can we get some sense? Did he do non-alcoholic version? I doubt it. Joking. Do you know what? We have the graphics. Graphics can be turned into labels, and you can get people to make you ale based on a recipe that you pick. You can get beer made specifically for you. Imagine that. You spelt it differently, specifically, to avoid any kind of kerfuffles. Good thinking. I like us. Renee. Song by Talk. How are you doing? You okay? How's it going, eh? It looks like the water in the pump. Funny you should mention that, yeah. There was a fella, a mank, that used to come in our pub in Southport, who used to drink half a pint of Pernod, a shot of Pernod topped up with Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and he used to call it a Mersey mud because it went this strange brownish colour, horrible looking thing. He loved it. There was a Mersey mud. Cheeky bastard. The Mersey's crystal clear, whereas if you go to Bridgewater Canal, whichever one it is, it's orange because it's full of chemicals. Typical bloody Scouser. No longer with us, I don't think. Scoey. Renee, would you like a beverage, a Dame Edna Everage? But the smell tainted the glass too. It did, and it had to be proper washed. We had, you're not supposed to have hedgehogs, which for those of us that don't really know them. Remember the old school, we used to wash a glass, there was like bristly, upside down things, and you used to go zh, zh, zh on them. We used to use them. You're not allowed to use them for cleaning glasses because it has to go into a proper glass washing machine. But we used to use them first. Used to get loads of glasses with lipstick on, stick them in that first, do that first, then put them in the glass washing machine. We'd have to do that with Scoey's glasses. Otherwise, next person who got something, like half a lager, taste of aniseed, it's fucking horrible. It's gone through the washing. Eesh. I am the resurrection, but a stone roses on the dookie is right. How about a Lady Grey? Not a problem. I haven't drunk much Lady Grey over the years. I've had some, not much. I'm more of an ale grey man myself. I prefer the bergamot, that type of citric, to the more orangey Lady Grey type of citric. Nice though, I don't mind. You just saved the glasses just for him. I do think we had some old school glasses that we kept specifically for him, for his Mersey mud, rather than just a half pint glass, because a half pint glass, like the old Nonic half pint glasses, looked fucking awful. If you're having anything other than half a beer in them, they looked shite. So I think we had a half tulip glass. Sorry, I haven't got bartending stuff for in the corner, but it is a pub after all. Mersey mud for Casper, no problem. Also make your own tea blend with lemon verbena. Own tea blend. Very, very posh, very nice. I don't do any of that. I do buy some very, very strange teas though from a place called Leaf on Bold Street in Liverpool. Some very, very strange, nice teas though. I need to order some more stuff from there actually. I've run out of jasmine green tea. That's really good for the summer. Even though I'll still drink about 40 pints of Earl Grey during the day, during summer. Do I like the tea flowers? I've had the jasmine green tea pearls that when you put the water on, they sprout up into flowers, which apparently is the best you can get according to the lad in Leaf. So yeah, I've had that. It was nice. Just looked a bit weird by the time you finish your brew. It looks like you've been sat underneath a shedding tree in the autumn. Nice though. Peach tea is nice. No thank you. I like peaches. I don't like the taste of peach anything else. It's vile. Can't stand it. Weird. Yeah, that's just, isn't it weird? Because you just start off with what looks like it should be a normal cup, and then, or rather a pot, a normal pot of green tea, and all of a sudden this thing starts sprouting up. What the? Look. Nice though. Yeah. I'll order some more of them, and I will. Do you know? I'll order some more of them, and I will have one live on a stream to show people what we actually mean, because it's hard to explain, isn't it? So true. Renee is now singing Spandau Ballet songs. You love to hear it. Steve, you and Helen have drunk tea from the tea room at Earl Grey's house in Northumberland, Howick Hall. Oh, very, very nice. How good's that? You got to, haven't you? If you go anywhere near somewhere like that, you have to pop in and have a nice brew. I've never done that. And I've drunk Earl Grey since I was about 16 or something. Yes, Mandy, I could just Google it. Alternatively, I could go and buy it or get it delivered, because, you know, it's nice. And as the Amsterdam Chinatown used to get jasmine tea for free with your meal. Yep, same over here as well, but they don't call it jasmine tea. They used to call it just Chinese tea. And for years I couldn't work out what it was. So what's that stuff you get in Chinese restaurants, that tea? Chinese tea? Yeah, what's it called? Chinese tea? It isn't. It's jasmine green tea. And then someone made me one in work one day, because they must have overheard me and went, yeah, oh, it's Chinese tea. Where'd you get that from? And just got the box out. Twinings, I think it might have been. Twinings jasmine green tea. Right. So I ended up getting loads of the bloody stuff. It is good stuff, that as well, jasmine tea, but it does make you piss like a racehorse. Good for digestion. Green tea is anyway. Yeah, but it really is. Jasmine green tea is fantastic. Ginger is also very good for your digestion. A lemon and ginger infusion. I have loads of stuff like that. And I think to myself, I'll make some of that later. And then I walk in the kitchen and just make a massive, huge cup of Earl Grey anyway. Because I'm stuck in me ways. Which is what I was mentioning on my video earlier. All these people that make coffee before every YouTube video starts. Seriously. Has that not become a bit more of a bit of a cliche now? Can we not just have someone making a shitey cup of tea? Let's push back. Let's be punk about it. No more top class coffee in every vlog. A shitey cup of tea. In a chipped mug that's got stains on the side of it. Proper. No ginger for you. Ah. See Renee's pics of the bird now eating out of her hands? No, we haven't. Where's that? Is that on that there YouTube there, is it? Oh, where is it? I've been working all day, so I've not really seen anything on here. Oh, and just scrolling through, there's a shitload of stuff I need to watch. Marvellous. Ah well. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. As we get to everything. Is Thomas twitching? He's not been seen yet. He might appear somewhere. You know what he's like. Dedicated to his job as that young man. Ginger's supposed to be good for seasickness. It didn't stop you being seasick, Steve.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
You can have that one right back at you. Yeah. It is good for you. Good for your stomach. You keep forgetting to read the screen chat, plus it's tiny. It is. I could make it bigger on the screen, but then you'd see nothing else. Which, for a lot of people, would probably think that's a good thing, isn't it? Get his face off. Ginger's good for when your stomach is upset. It's really good for it. I like ginger. That's why I have me little fruit pots with a ginger shot in them from Tesco. Which has got ginger juice with grated ginger in it. Really good. It's really good. I'm eating more fruit at the moment. Trying to keep my weight at a decent level, in the hope that at some point the doctor says to me, we can fix your knee, or there's nothing wrong with your knee, you just need to start doing sit to stands or something and build it up, at which point I will do. But if it falls over, my knee falls apart, if I hit the deck I'm gonna go mad at him. Ginger is very good for vertigo unless you're prescribed a root per day instead of a piece. What? That's heavy, man. Actually, you can't read it either. Telly's too far. Unfortunatamente. Need to put ginger biscuits on your shopping list. Good. They are good dunkers, ginger biscuits. They're solid, aren't they? A real good dunker. I need some as well, actually. I do like ginger biscuits. There's something, I don't know, there's something about a good dunker dunked in tea which makes the tea taste better and the biscuit taste better. Can help, my throat's going again. Ali, you're ginger and you do suffer with travel sickness and odd time. Ginger juice sounds like something that would come out of Paul Scholes, as does a ginger shot. Don't think I'd like to taste that though, to be honest with you. Yeah. You had ginger nuts with butter today for your break in work. Ali, are you from the 1970s? Because that used to be huge in the 70s. Steve loves a ginger nut. They are good, aren't they? Renee, you're only ginger when you try to dye your hair any colour. Always go red every time. Yeah. My daughter done that. She tried to dye her hair at one point. Was it last year or the year before? And got in the car one morning, said, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. Took her hands off her head and I pissed myself laughing. She looked like she got an axe wound in her head. What have you done to that? It hasn't come out right. I should think not. No one pays to look like that, you're half with. Like Dick Advocaat. You can get put in jail for that, you know. Dicking Advocaat. Not sure about the butter. It's not too bad with butter on, to be honest. What are ginger nuts? Ginger nuts are ginger biscuits. They're very, very nice. So called, I do believe, because they were made with... do you scrape? What do you call it? Do you scrape ginger nuts? Grate them? What did he do with them? It's not like with ginger stem. You can buy ginger stem biscuits as well, but ginger nuts. Grated ginger nut, which gives it its flavour. Very nice. They are very, very tasty. It's tasty, very, very tasty. Goedenavond, Hadwig. How are you? Ginger snaps, yep, same thing. Exactly the same thing. Not sure if they're biscuits or cookies in Canada, because we don't know with Canada. They sound American for a lot of things, and then all of a sudden something really British will come out. What the hell? Like using Z instead of Z. Which I love, by the way. Just confusing at times. Oh, my bloody throat. A bit cold, but spring, isn't it? It's getting nearer and nearer every day, isn't it? I mean, noticeably getting nearer and nearer every day. The days are longer. It's not as cold. And if it is cold, it's not as cold for as long. People seem to be a bit happier. There's a bit more energy about people, which I quite like. Winter can get quite miserable. Even for people that like it, you just see that it's just, I don't know, a bit downtrodden. Are ginger snaps the same as brandy snaps? And are they so called because the biscuits snap when they don't crumble, they snap? Is that what it is? Brandy snaps are different. You use both biscuits and cookies. We do. But cookies are a specific thing, aren't they? They're more of an American type cookie. If that makes any sense. Maryland biscuits, Maryland cookies are cookies. They're like a normal biscuit. Snaps are tubes, biscuits are dough. Biscuits, of course, are so called because it comes from the French word biscuit, twice cooked, which is what makes them snappy and crumbly. And also, biscuits go soft when they are stale. Cakes go hard. And if you check Jaffa cakes go hard when they're stale. Know what I mean? 15C today. My dad said that in the car when he was out driving today. It was 15 up here as well. Lovely. I had the window open. It was very, very nice. But I've been sat at my desk all day trying to get things to work, and things wouldn't work, man. Very, very frustrating. Especially when I could have smashed a load of work and got my boss to be very proud of me. But no. Thought snaps are shots. Schnapps is, yes. Brandy schnapps would be a different thing. Oh, man. Why do people do shots? Our mate Terry used to do them all the time. You'd go out like 5 o'clock in the evening, 5 o'clock in the afternoon even, for a couple of pints after work on a Tuesday. And the next thing you know, I've got us all a Sambuca. Why? Why are we drinking Sambuca at 5:30 on a Tuesday afternoon? For fuck's sake. There's no need for it. To catch up with everyone else. We're not catching up with anyone. What we're doing is we're getting pre-pissed before anyone else comes in. That's what you're doing. It was 10 today, but in the interior it was 13. Sunny, but very, very wind. We're on that turnover of the seasons. So you get a lovely day, followed by a shitey day, followed by a day that's both in between. What the hell's that? I thought it sounded like an owl. It's not. It's an ambulance. I'm losing the plot, unless it was an owl, then an ambulance. Ginger is not a thing in traditional cooking, and you only know that from those lemon ginger shots that people have started drinking maybe the last 10 years. It's very uncommon in Denmark. It is hugely common in Chinese and Indian cuisine. Yeah, it is. Used a lot in Indian and a hell of a lot in Chinese. Scandi snaps and German snaps and little lambsy divey. Jaffa cakes, ginger nuts don't get a chance to go stale in your house. Yeah, I would think not as well. Same in our house, to be honest with you. Food doesn't have a chance to go stale in this house. as my nephew, as he's down to about 15 meals a day. Brandy snaps are like candied tubes, they are, aren't they? You get them with ice cream a lot, brandy snaps, in posh places. Try them, you should try them, they are nice. Yeah, it won't sell you many ice creams going that quickly. Whoa! Renee, you eat and cook a lot of Indian food. It's good stuff, Indian stuff. Although, to be honest with you, most of the Indian places in this country are not actually Indian. The majority are Bangladeshi. True story. But it's nice. I haven't had a good Indian in a while. Might order one at the weekend. Proper restaurant one. Grew up in the countryside, so even the big cities don't have that much Indian cuisine. A lot of Middle Eastern, alright. But still not in towns like yours. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Where you come from depends on what kind of influences you have. So there's certain cities in the UK which have got massive Indian influences. Birmingham, Bradford and places like that. Manchester. Manchester's got the Curry Mile, which is a mile long street which is just full of Indian restaurants. And it's part of going out in Manchester. Everyone has a beer and ends up on the Curry Mile. Part of you growing up, you know what I mean? Yeah, Chinese food is more Indonesian. We saw that when we moved over there. We went for a Chinese meal and it was different. Not completely different, but just different enough to think this isn't what we're used to. But it was really, really nice. We do have Indonesian... Southport's really good for stuff like that. We've got 3 Himalayan restaurants. How the fuck can any town have 3 Himalayan restaurants? A town of less than 100,000 people. Steve, you can't stand Indian food, man. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous stuff. Danish cuisine with herring. Very spoiled in Ottawa. Indian cuisine is varied and excellent. I think we're quite spoiled in the UK in general. Well, we used to be anyway, before we started making people feel really unwelcome. But you can get almost any type of cuisine. It's amazing. From restaurant quality, takeaways, street food. I mean, get off at any train station in London and walk around for half an hour and you can find absolutely everything. Liverpool's a bit like that as well. So I'm thinking probably Birmingham, Manchester, Newcastle will be the same. Not even curry sauce on chips. On chips there should be satay sauce or mayonnaise. Ronald Koeman, the Dutch manager of Everton at the time, came out with his own little strange thing of chips without mayonnaise is not chips. And all the pressmen that were there were just looking around at each other going, what the hell is he talking about? I got it. I knew what he meant. The smell turns your stomach. Oh man. You either like it or you don't, I think, with Indian. They never deliver. You've got Afghanistan and Nepali restaurants. We have them as well, which again blows my mind. Pretty much the same as Indian, but with a few slight tweaks, which makes it interesting for me. There's a few Thai, few Vietnamese. Oh, Renee.
It's going up.
You're not level 4. You were level 4 last time.
It's going up. It's there.
It's there. It is, exactly. Take no notice of that. I can tell you now.
Piggly ding. Next.
Piggly ding. Next. It's Botrix being stupid yet again. Come on, where are you? Where's the loyalty? Where's the loyalty? There you go. Renee, level 5. Botrix is just acting a maggot. Take no notice. Take no notice. Where are we? I've just missed something there, haven't I? Where are we? Not herring. It's a Christmas side dish. You never eat pickled fish. Danes still do a lot of home cooking. Alright, not often that you eat out. That's not a bad thing then. Mandy, you don't like overly hot food. It's not supposed to hurt. It's not, but it also is. Because curries and really hot foods, really hot chilies and stuff like that, releases endorphins into your brain in the same way that chocolate does. So it gives you a pleasure. The pain receptor also then triggers the pleasure receptor. Salt and vinegar is all chips need. Don't mind a chip shop curry sauce or gravy on there either. Northern boys love gravy. Yep, scouse comes from the Scandi dish. Skipper lobscouse, and it contains no herring. Lamb it contains. Esther, I like herring, but it has to be fresh. Nah, not on my watch, soldier. Now, Renee should be on level 5, which she is. It just keeps messing out. Because Botrix is shit at times. A warm kipper on a piece of rye isn't too bad. Kippers are popular in the UK. And apparently we don't need to smell the entire house out cooking them. They're already cooked, aren't they? Because they're smoked. All you need to do is put them in, boiling water, and don't even put the pan on, just leave them in boiling water to heat up, and it gets rid of all the smell. My nan's house used to always smell like kippers. I think it was a Saturday morning. It was a thing they used to do. Yep, they don't deliver, but they do pork, fish and lamb. Aye. This thing on. Liver and fried onions. I have not had that in a long time. Liver and onions. People around the world would not even think twice about eating that. Liver? Oh, I can't eat that. Liver. It's fucking lovely. Lovely, man. Or kidney. Steak and kidney. Not eating kidneys. Why not? Poor kippers. Yeah, what's he done wrong? Poor kippers. Some mild spicy food. I think I like hot food, but also there's a time and place for it. You either have red hot stuff or you have the slightly milder stuff, depending on what kind of mood you're in. Occasionally I am in the mood to eat something that makes me cry with the pain. Pain means stop. No. Not always. Slight drizzle. Kippers on bagels with cream cheese instead of salmon. Controversial. Mandy's the bag. Boil, I'm the bag. Don't you mean boil in the bag? Yes, Jeff. Yep. Jackie Lewis, what about you? How you doing? Shouldn't eat the liver of a carnivore as it kills vitamin C pools in there and will poison humans. Learn that from polar explorers. We don't get many of them around here. That's a good idea, that. Don't eat the liver. Jeff, in the bag. Nobody tells Jeff to get it in the bag. Steak and kidney pie. Good stuff, steak and kidney pie. People eat all kinds of things we don't eat anymore. Absolutely. Back in the day, nothing was left to waste in the old day. Nan used to make zult and balkenbrei from the pigs. Back in the day, we had no choice. And especially in the aftermath of the wars, there was nothing to eat. You had to eat what you could find or what you could make. Again, which is where scouse come from, really. It's a way of making a small amount of meat go around the entire family. Cube it, put as much vegetable in there as you can, and make a really hearty stew that everyone can have a little bit of. And it feels like you're eating loads of meat when you're not actually. Yeah. Lots of stuff that we wouldn't even think about eating anymore. Some of it does make a comeback though. Not for me. A lot of the Chinese still eat duck's feet and chicken feet and things like that. Why? Jackie Lewis, you miss Steve's new drink. Yeah, luckily polar bear livers are not readily available. Depends on where you go to. There's always somewhere. There'll be some kind of corner shop that's got them, won't there? Yes. How are the fair babies? How do we? What's Steve getting that nobody else is getting? Oh, he's getting his... In fact, anyone can have it, but it's for our Steve, really, isn't it? We'll show it again for those who missed it. A nice, dark, horsey wind pumper. You're special. Ah. Oh, shots fired by Lewis there. Needs. Yes, very poor indeed. You're having a very poor for that.
Very poor indeed.
They're asleep, except for Dracula, who was looking out of the window. Little dragon. You had your first egg of the year this week. The chickens are also getting into the spring mood. There you go. That's a sign. If the chickens are at it, it's spring. Guerrilla graphics may appear fairly soon. Watch this space. Should be well chuffed, yeah. And Mandy's put some work into some stuff tonight. Mucho apreciado, Mandy, as they say in Japan. Yes, your first eggs, you can sell them for $10 a go in the US. Little cottage industry. 2 days. 2 days. Now you realise that these films that people make, the reason why they take so long and cost so much money, even the most basic things take ages to do. Went to your uncle's today. He went in the freezer and he has an entire arsenal of moose, bear and boar sausages. That's some heavy stuff, that. That'll keep you going for a while. Did you see Donald's chickens? I've not seen Donald's chickens either. Mind you, I've not really looked at anything on YouTube today, have I? Is that early, normal or late? Do we know? It's like drinking the drink of gods. It is the drink of gods. Norfolk's own best. Prep footle, thank you, but no, you're alright. But thank you so much. That is dedication, it is. Dedication, that's what you need. Does he hunt? Does he hunt? Or I would presume that he hunts, otherwise, where'd you buy moose, boar and bear stuff? Again, is there some kind of mad restaurant or place that we don't know about we can just knock on the back door? Got any boar sausages, mate? Usually they start laying again in early May when the daylight starts to lengthen again. They'll stop laying in October. Ooh. So we're early. I wish we were friends with Casper's uncle. Renee, yeah. Very nice. Early March, yeah. Alright, so they're pretty much bang on time. Literally bang on time. Brings maybe 10 kilos home a year, either when you visit Sweden or when your other uncles visit there, right? Never tried that. Never tried any of that. What have I had? I've had ostrich. And was it alligator or something, one of those. Had to have a few beers beforehand, obviously. Gave up several times. I had to baby step you through some bits. Not really, I had to explain some stuff. It wasn't baby steps, just explaining to you. And it's only because I know how to do it. Because I've watched videos on how to do it and asked other people, how do you do this? So it's just passing from one to the next. At some point someone will ask you as well, Mandy, so be prepared for that. Danish roadkill. Swedish roadkill, yep. Loads of moose. Jackie Lewis, do you want a drink? Jackie Lewis. You can buy it at the supermarket in Sweden. Your Swedish uncle does hunt sometimes, right? I've got a friend in Sweden, that's what she buys. So far, the only thing she mentions when she goes to any kind of shop is wine and Haribo. Aren't boars just bred for the meat? Like pigs? And then sold as being wild meat? I don't know, to be honest with you. It's the same thing, really, isn't it? It's pig. They're just pig with big teeth and angry heads on them. They are here. I don't know much about stuff like that. You can buy all those meats in your city, but very pricey. Yeah, obviously, the closer you are to where the meat is created, the cheaper it'll be. If you have to start bringing stuff in from elsewhere, it costs a fortune, doesn't it? Deer or moose sausage is so good you can't even begin to describe it. And you're not that obsessed with sausages. Deer is venison, isn't it? I've had venison before, which is very nice. So I can imagine moose being like just a fat bastard venison deer. Yeah, just like red deer and fallow deer. Ali, what kind of teas do we have? I think we can make any kind of tea you would like. There you go, Adi. Anything you want. Jackie would like to try a taste of that meat. That is not the first time you'll have said that. I'm pretty much convinced. Normally in car parks at about 2:30 in the morning. I'd like to take a taste of that meat. You've got an elk farm up the road, but too expensive. Oh, man. Can I send the graphics to Steve? I can see the detail. Yeah, I will do. You have to send us just the graphic of the pint glass itself. I don't know if I've got it saved, but I can. Elk is moose. No, elk is different than moose. Are they slightly different? They are huge though, aren't they? Elk and moose are both absolutely massive. I couldn't believe it when... Again, I think it might be my Swedish friend who sent a picture. Her mum and dad were up in the summer house that they've got further north in Sweden in the countryside, and then sent me a picture of this angry looking moose that was there. It was I don't even know which one it is. It's fucking massive, man. It looked like a horse that went to the gym. That big, proper massive. They keep them in orchards. The pigs and boar eat the windrop fruit and it flavours the meat. Ah, right. Obviously that makes sense. What they eat is what gets into the system, isn't it? Nobody farms moose. This is the same as nobody putting baby in the corner. Right, let's have a look. Where's the... Did you send the picture of the pint glass? It's here somewhere, isn't it? I ain't going where we are. This is the, I don't know if you can see this or not. There's the pump, the horsey wind pumper pump. That's the graphic on there. Send us the pint glass though, because I can't find it. And I will forward that on. Chamomile tea with a bit of lemon. Oh, there you go. We're getting ready for bed, are we? A little bit of chamomile. It's good for relaxing, isn't it? Getting you to sleep. They have great beers, but they're normally 2.8 or 3.5% alcohol. Sometimes I have to blow Swedes' minds when you hand them a Danish beer. We have stuff like that as well. And it's down to tax. 5% or above is a higher tax banding, so you'll find that even things like Stella is now 4.7 or something, so it's not as strong. Session beers. Peppermint tea as well for Dragilers. Googled elk, but it gives two different animals. Elk is the same as wapiti. It's all weird, man. They're all very similar animals, obviously, but they've grown up somewhere else. Used to have skull there. Is that Swedish? Skull. I can't remember. We used to have that as well. Moose is much bigger and dark brown. There you go. An elk and a kind of red deer, but not red deer. Skull reminds me of your teenage years. It's also the thing that tramps are supposed to drink in Liverpool. If they can't afford special brew, champagne, they'll drink crates of Skol. So it's got that reputation as being a down at heel beer. Oh yeah, what teenagers drink because no other bugger will drink it. You've got four kinds of deer in Denmark, but the moose is so different. Alright, the males have white legs. If you look into the birch forest and see the trees start to move, might be a bull's leg. Mandy's singing now. Hold on, I'm a looking. Hold on. Very 70s it is, isn't it? Moose or elg, as you call them, which is similar to elg. Wapiti just sounds like a holiday destination in the Pacific, doesn't it? Maybe near Hawaii. Spent 2 weeks on holiday in Wapiti. That's still bloody hot, that, man. My phone's going mad yet again. Nobody messages at all, and as soon as you go live, you're getting about 20 or 30 notifications. Did you know you are live? There's a clue, yeah. Oh man. Ow, 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 ow. I've been stretching myself the last few days. Look at that. That last week would have started tremoring really badly. Now it isn't. I think I might have clicked something within the arm which is freed up. A muscle perhaps. A tendon. I don't know. But it clicked. And now it doesn't sound as bad. Moose are massive, but we've got great camouflage. Yeah, in Sweden you can't buy alcohol over 3.5% in ordinary shops. You have to buy it from a state-owned shop called the Systembolaget, or the North Koreans, as my mate calls it. Got to go and see the North Koreans because I need to go and buy wine. Yeah, the moose are huge, man. Stella Artois is known as wife beater. Greetings, says Jeff, but obviously watching bread, hasn't he? Elk and moose are very dangerous. Because they're huge. According to Red Dwarf, most Swedish car accidents are caused by moose. Saw a moose stroke elk in Norway. It was as big as a Brabanton horse. Big bloody things, man, they are. Pauper beer, exactly that's what it is. Almost the same, but they've been apart for a while. There you go. How am I feeling? Ali Ali-o. I am feeling loose and jazzy fresh. No, I'm not. I'm tired. But okay. Getting there slowly. I've been stretching myself to try and improve my movement. I'm sick of not feeling well. You know what I mean? You learned off my song called Nana War of Steel. Called your alcohol store LCBO, right? Danish, every word has at least 2 meanings. I like that though. You say skål in Scandinavia when you do a cheers, yep. Skål. Skål also means bowl. Schaal in Dutch. Well done, well done. Jackie Lewis is at work, making a joke with me about car park because of bad stomach. Hopefully things will improve. How the double A pronounced? A used to be spelled as double A until the 1950s. Double A in Dutch is R. just an elongated A, A, as in like, yeah, schaal, sjaal, taal. A draft horse. Your granddad had a Brabantian horse. Used to ride as a kid. Had your legs in a spaghetti. What? In a what? A draft horse, they are huge as well, aren't they? Seen some of them draft horses. Bloody massive things. Sweden has over 6,000 collisions a year with the giant of the forest. Yeah, it was mentioned in Red Dwarf. So that's what stuck in my mind. You've got Suffolk Punch there. Huge, huge animals. They do get to be absolutely incredible and so strong. It's not the animal you'd fear most in the Scandinavian forest. What would you worry about? A is a long A. Yes, I will pronounce it. There you go. A. Do you have grizzly bears over there? A lot of Europe does, doesn't it? Shame something wouldn't click in my head. It does regularly, unfortunately. It's the little bit of artery or whatever it was that was left popped. It does that occasionally and clicks. Nice pronunciation. Dank u wel, Hedwig. Dank u wel. What I mean? Grimmy, hello, how you doing? Not too bad. How are you? Over on Twitch. With the other 5,999 people over on Twitch. There's not 6,000 people over on Twitch. How's things over there? Where about in the world are you from, Grimmy Moon? Brown bears live in the Alps in Central Europe, not in Western Europe. Yeah, there's lots of them in whereas like Romania and places like that. Lots of Eastern Europe. Just be careful when you're out there, because all of a sudden brown and black bears and grizzlies or whatever it is will just suddenly appear. You don't want that. You don't want to be going for a pee, do you? In Eastern Europe. I'll just jump out behind this bush. Fucking bear. Also in the Pyrenees. Massive things, aren't they? Scandinavia too. Great to hear you're doing well. No problem at all, Grimmy. Lovely to see you, mate. Where about in the world are you from? I ask this because anyone who joins the stream, we try and put the flag of their country on the wall behind me. Well, I say wall, it's a wardrobe. Want to fill that up with countries. Saw one in Armenia. It was on the mountainside on the other side, or the mountain site on the other side of the valley. Your flag is already there. It's there. Lovely stuff. Only the time you saw one in the wild. I've never seen a wild bear. Never seen a wild boar. The most we get, to be honest with you, where I am at least, is I don't know, hedgehogs, ptarmigans, partridges, grouse, lots of grouse. I almost hit one the other day. Stupid, thick as shit grouse, you know. Just 2 tons of German steel coming towards it and it's just hanging around. Oh yeah, can move. Soft bastard. You have grizzlies in Scandinavia. It's just called the Eurasian brown bear, so that's somehow less scary. Yeah, it doesn't sound as bad as grizzly. Grizzly in itself sounds, well, sort of grizzly, doesn't it? Sweden has about 2,600 brown bears, grizzly bears. What? You're from the UK? Lovely stuff. Yes, I'm from Liverpool, lad. Liverpool, originally. Black bears aren't dangerous, but grizzly and polar bears give you nightmares. There was a really good programme on BBC about polar bears. Gordon Buchanan, a Scottish naturist. Yes, naturist, not naturalist. Naturalist, sorry. You know, he hasn't got his Albert Dock out. Yeah, Gordon Buchanan did a show where he went to see the decline of polar bears, and he got in a very strong sort of perspex shaped thing, a hide, but hide wide open, so that the animals could see him. And then this huge, massive polar bear tried to get him out to eat him. and it was filming while inside, and despite the fact that he was supposed to be safe in there, you could see his ass was giving it 10p, 5p, 10p, 5p, and the footage of it, the paws on them, absolutely huge, man. My dad went to Japan in 1980 to play in a tournament, and they stopped at Anchorage in Alaska on the way over, and there was a stuffed polar bear in the airport, and he said he couldn't believe how big they were. You see them on the telly, but because it's a white bear on a white background, you've got no idea how big they are. He said you stand next to one in an airport and you think, I do not want to meet one of these in the wild. They are huge. Saw a lynx once in Sweden. As amazing as it is, terrifying. They're gorgeous looking things, aren't they? Suffolk Punch, big horse for pulling stuff. Lynx are very cute, aren't they? Mandy, that took longer than it should. Yeah, huge muscled horses that draw farming equipment and trees, and he used to fish for mussels. Draft horses used to pull the beer wagons. Yep. Or dray horses, we sometimes call them as well, because the same reason. Your beer gets delivered on dray, so dray horses, draft horses. Massive, massive things. Like race horses are big, but they're slim. They have to be slim to go quickly. When you see them compared to police horses are huge. You see them next to a draft horse. Night and day, man. Like the Budweiser ad horses, there you go, yeah. Pics an hour me instead. I will send them over to at the end, let you know. Right, we'll see if we can show this now as well. Lynx are so beautiful. Hoping they come back to the Netherlands soon. They're already in the Ardennes. Only a matter of time before they come to Limburg. They should do. If they're already in the Ardennes, that's not too far away, is it? There you go. There's your pint glass, your Horsey Wind pumper pint glass. Traditional. Finest foaming ale. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. Almost none of the animals that interbreed can have non-sterile kiddies, but polar bears and brown bears interbreed and their cubs are not sterile. So in the far north of Canada you found growler bears and pizzly bears. Oh man, we need to find a pizzly bear. Tom, can Tom hear us? I saw a mountain lion once, about 2 hours from here, huge fat tails. Mountain lions are really dangerous, aren't they? They keep trying to take joggers, people who run round bits of North America trying to get fit, have these things jumping out at them. Piggly ding bears. Speaking of which, we have piggly dung. Anybody want to get behind the bar? How do we? Level 24?
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. Cart horse, hairy ankles, what do you call me? Ölhest, it means beer horse, as used to drag the beer delivery, yeah. Dray horses, draft horses, same thing. Friend of yours at Boswachter, starts Bos Beheer, south of Eindhoven. They already have a plan ready in case the links arrive. Lovely. We need to get that back. We need to get Europe back to the way it used to be. Wild again, man. I think it'll reach the Mainweg Park first. Right, you damn near peed yourself. I think that's the very least kind of thing you should be doing when face to face with one of them buggers. Your wolf has disappeared, probably been poached. It's horrible, that, man. These animals were there before we were. Leave them be. Live with them. Live alongside them. There's the bottle as well. You can get it in bottled or draft. And there's your beer engine. That's called a beer engine. It's not a pump, it's a beer engine. I'd love to see one in the wild. It'd be nice to see more wild animals in general. What was I watching yesterday? In fact, I was watching a YouTube video yesterday. There's been lots of trouble with campers, motorhomes and things. National parks are putting up signs. In fact, people are putting signs up all over the country. No sleeping overnight. Your van can be there 24 hours a day, but you're not allowed to sleep in it. Just bizarre. And they were talking about some of the, this was North Yorkshire Moors National Park. A lot of it's being burned because it's being its own. 1% of it is owned by the National Trust. The rest of the park is owned by private landlords, and it's used for shooting. So there should be loads of trees all over it, but it's been burned specifically. And then they burn one part of it and leave one part to grow slightly, and then just do it that and go round in circles. So there's always a little bit of heather for things to grow in, to feed on, and then to be shot in. Bloody big horses, that's exactly what they are. You've got a border fence that goes the entire length of the Danish-German border. Not for Mexicans though, it's a boar fence. Right. PSV got spanked last night, he did, didn't he? By the arse, spanked by the arse, and all. After seeing him on the wild, you prefer caged mountain lions. Not something you want to come face to face with, I know that, yeah. Are they dangerous to humans too, or they avoid humans? Mountain lions in the US at least have attacked lots of people who've been out running, so I would say they are very, very dangerous, even if they don't intend to do anything apart from protect their environment. You need to be really careful. Big strong cats with razor-like claws versus human beings. No es bueno, man. Ajax against Eintracht Frankfurt tomorrow, and AZ against Spurs, man. I went to a guided tour to the Visent last summer. They had a few tiny calves. Oh, very nice. Adorable and impressive. Yeah, usually they avoid you, but sadly, yeah, it depends on that. Mums and hungry ones do tend to look at you as a snack. There you go. Dogging allowed, but no sleeping. That's exactly what it is. No, not allowed to sleep overnight. And this fella was going mad. I had my curtains shut. I was awake till 4 o'clock in the morning making a video, doing the editing. I wasn't actually asleep. And then woke up in the morning, there was a ticket. You slept overnight. I didn't. I was wide awake. As it happens, I slept from about, 10 o'clock in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon or something. No beds. Yeah, when you're hungry, you've got kids to feed, and you've got sharp claws, and there's people running past in Dayglow Nike gear. Get 'em, man. Going north into Sweden and some of the nature and the animal life. It's twice the size of the UK. They only have 10 million folks, so nature all around. Like I say, my friend's parents have got a place further north in Sweden, and you can go for hour after hour after hour without seeing a single person. Because it is huge and very few people there. And they don't ruin it. They don't ruin nature. We've done that too much. Visents are massive. I only know them from Artis Zoo. I had to stay 100 metres away. They smell like cows. If I pick some on your Instagram, I'll have to check them out. Calves are so tiny. Cute little things, aren't they? Yeah, India is intense in cat stats. They have leopards, snow leopards, tigers and cheetahs. And a lot of these leopards especially live within the cities. There was another great BBC documentary. It might have actually been an Attenborough one. And they were doing night vision with the heat cameras, and you could see just in the middle of the city somewhere in India, and there's leopards bouncing around and catching wild boars and things. Mad. And you go to sleep overnight, it's too hot to leave the window open. There's fucking leopards outside, man, be careful. Man, need to avoid cats of all sizes because of allergies. Does that work? Are all cats the same, no matter how sizable they are, in terms of allergies? Maybe not allergic to lynxes. Yeah, imagine a lynx as a pet. It's like cats, but even more cat. It's like 150% cat. A lot of Russians used to have lynxes as pets, didn't they? Again, another BBC documentary, Gordon Buchanan again, was talking about trying to rewild a lot of these lynx because they were brought up as pets, domesticated, having to try and make them rewild again so they can go and catch their own stuff. What about Sphinx cats? They are horrible. They're the baldy ones. Oh, man. Disgusting. Harvika's worrying, Steve. Oh, man. Yeah, the northern half of the country has counties the size of small countries with no one in. That's the whole of Scandinavia, northern Scandinavia. Nobody lives there. Well, there is people live there, but you know what I mean. In terms of people per size, there's nobody there. Kirsty, how are you doing? You checked allergic to domestic cats equals allergic to all cats. That's the worst thing, isn't it? Imagine being on a Serengeti plane and there's a lion on your chest as you're on your back. Oh, I forgot me antihistamines. Oh, what am I like? Yeah, what about the hairless cat, the Sphinx cats? They are disgusting things, them. Vile. Kirsty's kittens, they are proper cute, aren't they? Right, relaxing from having family stay overnight. Have you recovered yet? I'm not sure if it's the fur or the skin. It should be the fur that does it. That's what normally causes it. There's very, very, very small, short hairs right close to the skin, which is called the dander. So when someone says they've got the dander up, the hairs are stood on end. It's that kind of stuff. Dogs and cats have both got it. That's the thing that normally gets into your system and sets you off. So hairless cats, you never know, you might be alright. Hairless cats are not allowed to be bred anymore, just like cats with folded ears or dogs with short faces. Is it dangerous for them? No dander or saliva. Ah, well. One did not know that. I knew they had no dander. It's the saliva that does it according to research. All right. There's a product you can spray on cats to make them less allergic for guests. Would that be super glue? Some kind of paint? Metallic paint? PVA glue. If you PVA glue your cat, no one will be sneezing because of it. Don't do that. Don't PVA glue your cat. Please, please, please don't do that. Yeah, you could pour petrol on them, and that would certainly stop it. How do you make a cat go woof? Yeah, pour petrol on it. Imagine breeding people for traits. Yeah. Yao Ming, which is what people get called in the Midlands, isn't it? Yao Ming. Yes, there's too many of those eugenicists, especially in government at the moment. We should breed people to be a certain way. Yes, there was a certain vegetarian painter who thought like that years ago. Don't be doing stuff like that. The best way to get rid of them if you don't like them is just be allergic to them. Don't spray them with anything so that they can come over. Leave. Sometimes it's difficult to avoid. It is. I think though, we're lucky we've got loads of cats around here. Not wild, but not house cats, if you know what I mean. Which means in the 16, how many years? No. 18 years we've lived here, I've never seen a rat. Not a single one. Doesn't appear to be too much of that kind of wildlife around, because the cats, there's too many of them, by the look of it. I think, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. You hold the Lynx, Mandy will spray it. Don't spray it with Lynx though. Lynx, by the way, is what we call Axe body spray. Axe deodorant over in the UK. It's called Lynx. I may be allergic to that myself, but like all dads, we have them in the house because that's what your daughter always buys you. So then when you're struggling and you've run out of shower gel, you throw in a Lynx Africa, get in the shower and you always come out smelling sound. Do I mean an outdoor cat? Yes, a cat that isn't wild but isn't also just a house cat, one that's allowed to go outdoors. An outdoor cat, there's plenty of them, up to no good. You know what they look like, screaming and shouting at all hours of the night, shagging away, playing cards. You know what they're like. Seeing rats in London, just not the rodents. Plenty of them, isn't he? That's the way with the films. No worries. Yeah, exactly, Casper. Go and find the Lynx and give it some Axe. It'll smell lovely. Could start breeding them with brains. That would be a start. Men's Axe gives you headaches. Yeah, it's not great. All good farms have feral cats. Keeps away stuff. Genuinely, yeah. And they've also got one big tree at least, normally at the end of a field, which is where your owls and birds of prey can go in, perch at the top of and look around and find things that shouldn't be there, swoop in and eat the bastards. There's a few rats that live underneath your hen house. Where there's food they live, yeah. Eek, man, no. Not a fan, don't like them. Guess we wouldn't even know where to begin to produce that amount. I know where to begin to produce it, just possibly can't do it. Drachia only catches mice, he ignores the rats or they're too smart for him. Smart as a shithouse rat. Your Charlie is an outdoor cat who occasionally likes to get into one of her inside beds for a kip. Oh, is that what it is? Like a teenager. Dogfight. It does sound like a dogfight, doesn't it? Something going on out there. Is that why the police were called earlier? There's some cute amber rats with white bellies in the woods by the stream close by. So we're only ever 6 feet away from rats. Absolutely, yeah. That is what they say, isn't it? That's on sort of in general. As an average, we're only ever about 6 feet away from one. But not seen one. I used to see them all the time in where we lived in Liverpool, because we lived by the train station. And obviously the sides of the railways, there's loads of vegetation there and nobody gets anywhere near them. So they're safe, very safe in there. I used to see them constantly. Why you're only seeing other people's messages? Sorry, why you're not seeing other people's messages, only your own? Don't know. I'm seeing other people's messages. Look harder, Jaguars. Your teacher was so shit on the photoelectric effect, but damn did he give a lecture in male production. You'll never forget us telling us that 3 milliliter is the average. I know 10cc is the average, isn't it? Which is where the band's name come from. Oh, the really nice band, 10cc, yes. That is the average male ejaculate. Toggle between top and all. Went back out. Yeah, you just click on the chat and go to top chat and then back to all chat, and then everyone's messages should drop in. If it happens again, do that. Yeah, it does occasionally. It just sticks, and then jump in quickly, go back, and then go back again to all. I'll make sure it is all as well. Or does going back out and in again, does that count as 2 views? 3 centilitre. Just own your own memory there. There you go. Yeah. Doesn't sound like much, does it? To have so many million potential lives in it. Which is what it does. It has potential lives in it. Jackie Lewis sent a pack. What have you sent now? Oof. Have you or a family member been impacted by a mother and baby institution, Magdalene Laundry or warehouse? There may be trouble ahead. Let's face the music and dance. You have to do that at least once per stream. Steve, your message didn't come through about how you deal with rats and squirrels. Could be censored. YouTube tends to censor some stuff, and I don't know why. What did you put? What did you put? Sounds like a ninja chat. Has to be done all the time, man. Squirrels are just rats with fuzzy tails. Which ones do you have up there, Renee? I watch a Canadian lad who does camera reviews and things, and he always has black squirrels where he is. We've got loads of grey ones at the moment, which are American. But where I live, just down the road, we have a red squirrel reserve where they're trying to stop the greys coming in and getting rid of our native species. Little red squirrels are small but so cute. Beautiful things. Jackie, you've had that happen to you as well. Comments seem to disappear. Stop swearing then, filthmonger. I don't know. I've only got a handful of things that I've put into the blocked word list, and I wouldn't think that many of you, if at all, would use these words. So it's not that. I don't know if YouTube is starting to get a little bit pissy about things, which is weird. But it's not me doing it anyway. Let you know that. Probably checking to see if you're still watching. Good thinking. Very nefarious. Red ones are absolutely beautiful. I meant to go there last summer and I couldn't get round to it. So hopefully at some point this summer, I'll just take my camera in there and have a walk. That's it. Nothing special, just walk around. They are pretty. And Formby, which is where I used to play football, they've got between the avenues, tree-lined avenues, there's ropes that go across from tree to tree so that the squirrels can get across to get from where they were going to where they would need to go to. Trying to protect them. Formby pine woods. Very nice. You've got black, grey and reds with 3 white in east of the city. The black ones look weird to me. I've never seen them before until I started watching his channel. Mandy, you don't get to censor anything because people are normally well behaved, to be honest with you. Mandy is the spanner. You spanner. Only ever see grey over there. Because they've come in and the out-compete the red squirrels, so the red squirrels die out. So there's a reserve by us. I think there's one. There's a few around the UK, which are quite big, and we're trying to protect the red squirrel because it is our native species. Grey squirrels are not native to the UK. They just come here and they're an absolute pest. Cute things, you never see them. When I drop my niece off in Berskett occasionally, there's a really brave one that seems to quite like waving his nuts in my face. See him quite a lot. We watched the Danish movie last night. It was about the state in the 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s. Oh, right. Forcibly sterilising women that they don't agree with as being normal. Oh, man. Horrible, isn't it? Bot spoils all your fun, Mandy. Of course it doesn't spoil your fun. You've spent all day or last couple of days working on stuff that's on the screen. That's fun. Never seen a black squirrel. I only ever saw them on that channel. It's bizarre. You've got 5 squirrels for every person. So they're doing very well, aren't they? I see red squirrels on Brownsea Island in Poole Harbour. It's the bastion for the Reds in southern England. There's somewhere in Scotland that's got them. We are one of the major ones in the north of England. We need to continue doing it, man. Got to look after them. They also ran a programme on black men as well. Struggling to remember what, but it was bad too. Horrible, isn't it? Don't think you've ever seen a squirrel. That's also a hard word to say for a Dane. It is. Also for a lot of Americans as well. Bizarrely can't say squirrel. It's always squirrel and mirror. Squirrel, mirror. I don't get it. Squirrel. Cyril the squirrel looked in the mirror. You can't say it. Take some pictures of black squirrels and post them in a month or two. Oh, lovely stuff. Mandy knitted a black squirrel holding a mini ninja potato. Of course you did. That makes no sense to anyone else who's not been in these. Adam, how you doing, bud? Nice to see you. Is it nice? Also, the indigo people in Canada. Oh, you see them regularly at work or at your local park or lake, 1,000 yards from your house. How about in car parks? Are they there quite regularly? I used to work on Brownsea Island for the Dorset Wildlife Trust. That must be a great job, that. I'd love something like that. Being out and about, looking at animals. Our red squirrels are different from yours. They are cute things, aren't they? It's a strange word. Eichhorn is much easier to pronounce. Depends on where you're from. I also found out that schildpad is tortoise, but also turtle. Only you use ze schildpad, don't you, for turtle a bit more often, and water schildpad for a terrapin. Bizarre. Your reds have short ears, alright. Homer could say squirrel. No little plumes on their ears, like lynx have got as well. What did you do there, Adam? Let us know, what did you do there? Think whittle with a squaw. Squawriddle. Squirrel. Just want to share that you had a great day, even if the things that you did don't bear fruit, it was still a great day. What more can you ask for than that, Adam? What more can you ask for, mate? If things do bear fruit on top of that, it's a bonus. Great days are great days. Embrace the great days. No plumes. Land schildpad, moeras schildpad en zeeschildpad, right? But schildpadden nonetheless. Didn't know you have waterschildpadden. Yeah, I read it somewhere, which is terrapins, so they said anyway. That was only because I was looking for what is the Dutch for tortoise. Schildpad, no, that's turtle. What's the Dutch for tortoise? And apparently it's the same. Tortoises very seldom swim. Turtles do. You worked as a countryside ranger. Oh man, that's a proper job title, that isn't it? Did you used to call people sir and ma'am? Yes, ma'am, I'm a countryside ranger. Yes, sir, ma'am. That'd be brilliant. Work for the RSPB as a chainsaw operator. Royal Society for the Prevention of, or Protection of Birds, rather, sorry. Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, if anyone's wondering what that is. Do we have chipmunks? Do we? I don't know, do we? Sounds a great job. People say, we say squirrel and mirror, strangely. Because you do. Squirrel and mirror. In fact, I think a lot of the American accent has come from Ireland. When you hear a lot of what Irish people, or pronunciations from Irish people, is how the Americans pronounce some of their words. That's where it must have come from originally. That's what I think anyway. Because obviously if it was English, New England, we'd have turned up, we'd have called things squirrel and mirror rather than squirrel and mirror. Know what I mean? It's shocking to hear from Andy. Where's my other stuff? Where is it? It's shocking to hear from Andy with the bear spoon. It's always the spoon, man. It's always the spoon. You do have core involving. What a core involving. Excellent job, however, it was only a seasonal contract but very rewarding. How to get your HND in countryside management. That must be a pain in the arse with it being seasonal. But then if it's all year round and the seasons are as the seasons are over here, it can be very quiet, I suppose, wouldn't it? You forget what adult age you were when you realised chipmunks were real. You think they were just some kind of Disney cartoon thing? The European hamster, right? Mandy's now having visions of you chasing robins, brandishing a chainsaw. The Texas Robin chainsaw manager. You know the beer, Corin Volfje. You pronounce squirrel and mirror, aeon and spale. Spale. That must come from, what is it in Dutch? I know in German it's spiegel, isn't it? What is it in Dutch? Similar kind of word, isn't it? Spale. 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 They just keep dying. I don't think they want to survive. It's the Dutch version of the panda. Or spiegel. Spiegel in Dutch it is, yeah. Not spiegel. Spiegel. Of course it is. I've lost so much of my Dutch. It's embarrassing. It really is. Yeah. Spiegel with a g. Spiegel. Spale comes from the Lower Deutsch. I'm spot on. I am. I'm always spot on. Now it's loads of these things have a similar ancestor, even if they branch off and go in slightly different directions themselves. They do come from somewhere that's very similar. I love stuff like that. Chainsaw work is usually October to March, so you're preparing stuff for the spring. March, October is different work. You did saline, laygood restoration, built bird hides, tree management, introducing plants for birds and butterflies. Oh, very nice. That sounds like a really, really fulfilling job, if nothing else. Your D's are usually not hard but soft. It's like the sound in the. Lagoon. Right, I wonder what the bloody hell that was there. Lagoon restoration makes far more sense. Saline lagoon, salt lagoons. Yeah, which is why you're a good gardener. My Dutch is good. No, it isn't. It's not great. I used to be fluent to the point where people didn't realise I wasn't Dutch. That's how good my Dutch was. It isn't now, and it's annoying. It's really annoying. Does sound like a good job, doesn't it? Especially the lagoons. All the fresh air, all the wildlife, not being stuck in an office. Perfect. Perfect. Plant bird, bird plant. Fulfilling's the word for it, isn't it? The council's still lifting the trees from the storm round there. How long ago was that now? That's a while ago, that, isn't it? My Dutch is almost fluent. I wish it was. I wish it was. I can pronounce things fairly well. Just I can't remember things. Mind you, I'm like that with English as well, aren't I? I'll get there though. I'm still Duolingoing, so hopefully that part of my brain that's just stopped working will come back into life. If you do speak another language, please do not give it up. Especially in the age of social media, where you can speak to people. Seek those people out and practice your language. Don't miss out, man. Renee, your job is very similar. You create pollinator wildlife gardens. Oh, very nice. Again, very fulfilling. Knowing what an impact you have on the world around us. Do I ever listen to, or do I ever read Dutch books? No. Dutch music I do. I listen to Het Goede Doel, België. Listen to that regularly. I haven't really watched Dutch films. I probably should with subtitles on to begin with. And then see if I can follow along. And then get to the point where I don't need subtitles, but I should do. It's just a shame. If I'd have kept it going back when we left, I'd have been sound. I'm alright with German and I'm alright with Spanish. But Dutch I was almost perfect with. And it's lost. I don't know, is it still there somewhere in the brain? Or has it gone completely? Can I recapture it? Mandy's giving herself the giggles. Oh, I love this chair, but it's doing my head in. It's my arm, not the chair, that's the problem. Don't confuse it with legumes. That's things like peas and peanuts. If you never get some cash together, you like to buy your own woodland, manage it for wood and charcoal, do some restoration, reintroduce native fruit trees and maybe build a secret garden. Right, you've got me sold. If the lotto comes in, I am funding this. It's coming in this week, by the way. I've decided. Yeah, that's what you should do, definitely. Oh, how fantastic would that be? And a secret garden. Oh, man. Live stream from there. And then don't tell people where it is. Laughter is a medicine. It is, absolutely. And of course, too much medicine can send you a little bit loopy, can't it? I think you have to look up some words really quickly on Google Translate. I think you're all right. Your English is fine. Your problem might come with people like me who don't speak English, who speak some approximation of English, who speak Scouse slang. And I forget sometimes because the people who are non-English are so good at English around here, I forget that you're not actually English. That's a good sign for you, by the way. Het Goede Doel is old school, it is. I bought that album, België, in 1984-ish. I've still got it on vinyl. I still play that regularly. And despite the fact that my Dutch is not perfect, I can still sing along with it. I remember it quite well. It's just annoying that I used to be able to... A new album, I could look at the lyrics and know exactly what it meant. Whereas now I have to think about it, or possibly at times try and start translating bits of it. It's annoying. These chats help. You're forced to write it. Yeah, well, the Dutch, especially, or most of Europe, gets brought up speaking English. But you do it better than we do. It's annoying, really. Mind you, most people speak English better than Scousers, don't they? Know what I mean, like? Use us guys to practice. We don't mind that at all, Hedwig. No problem at all. Geen probleem. Your mum wanted a new garden and wrote to a garden makeover show. And your dad was pissed and didn't want to do it, so they withdrew the register. Oh man, that's a shame. As to your slow typing, not everyone can be quick. Our hitter's pride didn't have his underwear out to dry in front of the whole country. Didn't want to air his dirty laundry. Yeah. English people pronunciation sometimes just makes words, they flow into each other, which makes it far more difficult to understand. Especially the R that we put in sometimes. Instead of know what I mean, know what I mean. It flows quicker. Which makes it a lot better for us when we're singing. It's a very sing-song thing that we do. But not if you're trying to follow along, and I do get that. I need to be careful about doing things like that. Renee, where you live, garden design costs between $1,000 and $3,000. Nice work if you can get it. If you can get it, nice work. Yep. On your phone, you will have autocorrect. You don't have it on your laptop. You don't need it. The pair of you speak English more than well enough. Every autumn, Susanna and you go foraging. Last year you made damson chutney sauce, damson cordial, rose hip syrup. It's really good for you, that stuff, isn't it? Horse chestnut washing powder. What? This year you'll start doing tinctures. This is like the good life, isn't it? Proper. You may as well. It's better for you. It's using natural ingredients. If everyone did a little bit of that each, the impact would be huge. Good stuff, man. Yeah, US and UK English is different to complicate things even more. UK English is also split into about 20, 30, 40, 50 different types. Mind you, a lot of the US English is as well. There's completely different ways of speaking from north to south to east to west and through the centre, same as us. Bit different in the UK though, because you can literally go 5 minutes down the road and there's a completely different language, not just accent, different language. Yeah, can you make videos about that? How do you do the washing powder? Definitely do some of that now, Adam. Do your foraging vids. People will proper be interested in them. Garden design over there means you own a lawnmower and try and trim the hedge before St. John's Eve. Thinking about a new channel away from coffee? There you go, straight away you've got another one. A lifestyle channel. Gardening and a little bit of foraging, fantastic stuff. Some of the US English is so hard. People speak it fairly well around the world because Hollywood is so invasive. There's so many films and TV shows. There's people all over the world who speak with an American accent when they speak English. It can be a little bit difficult at times. Are you going to try and make dye from plants this year? How do we? Again, very good life, isn't it? Much better than chemicals if you can use that. You've got autocorrect, but that's for Dutch, so you're getting the wrong suggestions. I have autocorrect on my phone for English and Dutch, which can get very, very confusing. Already tried a bit with madder, but it turned orange instead of red. Not a problem when you live in the Netherlands, having something orange, isn't it? A bit of a salmon colour. Yeah, I know the colour. Everton used to play, their away kit was salmon and navy. Casper gets your pain, he feels your pain. It's the Romani blood and what your mother calls the allotment mindset. I love that. currently writing a book about it if you ever get around to finishing it, which you should do. I love that idea. The allotment mindset, I know exactly what you mean with that. Again, I mentioned the good life because that's something that most of us will know through watching on TV. But the way people are genuinely trying to live that lifestyle, and people that I knew growing up who lived something similar to it, it wasn't a sitcom, they were genuinely trying to do bits and pieces of it. My granddad had his allotment, so the food that he brought back from there was always 100 times better than anything you bought in the shop. I love stuff like that. And it's an art. There's an art to living like that we can't let go. You just can't let it disappear. Because when the balloon goes up and the chips are down and all that stuff, we'll need to go back to living like that. Would have been great from the child's view to see. That would have been great, wouldn't it, Casper? How do your phone has just merged the English and Dutch keyboard together? It's a proper mashup. It has given up. That's what you do, isn't it, eventually? I've given you enough warnings on your own head, beer. The new good life, yep. But there's loads of lessons to be learned from doing that. You don't have to go 100% into doing what they did or just living off the land. You can just introduce little bits of it. Utilise it. Doesn't mean you can't go to the shop and buy something. Or have a 50-inch TV, you know what I mean? You can do it all. A little bit of everything. Just be glad you got taught in English, yeah? Nephew can now get his English mainly from YouTube. Yeah, I've got an American tang. There's a Dutch YouTube girl who's, I'm convinced is actually American. Occasionally she'll say something that sounds Dutch, but apart from that, it's pure American. No Dutch people I know ever spoke like that. I don't get how it's so quickly come into our society. Mandy's showing the age and not hiding it. No need to, man. This is a safe space for us, us owl bastards. We hide it well. Did that growing up, veg and bits of fruit growing in your backyard. That's all you need to do to stay at least connected to a previous way of life, you know what I mean? Don't have to go full on living in a shack in the middle of nowhere, growing everything yourself. Just utilise it a bit more. Take a little bit of pressure off everything else that we have in the country. A few less chemicals. That's all we need to do. Arvin is awake. Oh man. Having about it. Thank you for a lovely evening as well, as always. I believe Einstein said, I don't know what World War III will be fought with, but the other one after that will be fought with sticks and stones. That makes sense. World War III will be a reset. It'll be an etch-a-sketch reset, and we will start again. Off for your before bed walk, no problem at all. Wel te rusten. Tot ziens. Gaan we naar buiten? That's when you normally start bouncing around at that point. Off to walk with the puppies. As long as you forage on their own land, so many people have stripped places that you've planted with rare herbals. Right, that's fair enough, that then. If you are going to do it on someone else's land, don't do it on someone else's land, or be very, very careful. Where are we? Ray, you'd love it there, yeah. Trespassing is very American to us, yeah, it is, isn't it? Just go where you like. You won't get a gun in your face for going on someone's field. Again, did I mention it last time? There's an American dude that lives over here and said one of the best things that he loves about living in the UK compared to the US is you can walk on other people's land for that reason. No one's going to start chasing you, especially when we're in a black fella as well. He said there's certain places in the US, if you saw him anywhere near your land, there'd be someone out there with a gun Whereas here, if you see him on your land, people will walk up to him. Ah, yeah, where you from? Oh, you having a walk around, are you? Well, come over here, I'll show you this. This is from 1300 and odd. When you finish, just close that gate over there. Different world, innit? But it's what we're used to, I suppose. Not everywhere in the world's the same. Greetings! Alright, Jeff. Thinking he's Joey Boswell there, like. Joey Boswell, what a tit. You wouldn't really get people like Joey Boswell in Liverpool, wearing all leather. Bell. You lived in a bird sanctuary where your dad used to eel hunt and had a hut and a boat and the farmwood fields around it. I've set up fences because he started farming Christmas trees. What? Oh man. Money involved, obviously. It is good we can do that. We are losing the right to roam bit by bit. We need to be really careful. Things like, is it Dartmoor? Wild camping is now banned on Dartmoor because the landowner doesn't like it. You know, there should be no... I know it's very, very communist, isn't it? All property is theft. But it is really. The country should belong to the people. You shouldn't have just someone who's got a few quid deciding, right, I own that now, you can't walk on it anymore. Despite the fact that your people have walked over that same patch of ground for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Yeah, I own it now, bye-bye. Fuckers. Right, Christmas trees that go to the Netherlands and the UK takes 10 years to grow, right? People didn't like the fences, even though it was his land. There's always a strong community voice. Are they ruining the land, leaving crap behind? No. That was mentioned in the video about the North Yorks Moors, about what some people are doing. And chemical toilets were mentioned, and this fellow went, I live within North Yorkshire Moors, within the footprint. Never seen it. The people that are normally in motorhomes and things like that will look after the place. So the only thing you normally see in places like that is fly tipping. And that's not people staying there. That's people turning up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just throwing a load of shite out the back of a van. So it's stupid, man. Still waiting patiently for graphics. Oh, hang on, there's, yeah, not just graphics. Where are we? Shite, it's after 10 o'clock. Right, hang on, everyone. Get your mini boogie shoes on because...
Now, where I push it in or flick it in, just to fill around the stones, and you can see I've made a start there. Now, believe it or not, that is my pointing tool. I just have a glove finger taped to my finger, and I simply clean and flatten out the line around the flint, just trying to take out any lines, just trying to blend it all in to make it look like that. So end of this lesson. See you later, guys. Bye. Hi guys, Wednesday. Getting on a little further. That side's done, so I can reach off the floor now. That side, repointed that bit. That's now about 10:30. You can see the difference between pointed and cleaned out, and uncleaned out. Brickwork all repointed. Hopefully I'll show you a little bit of me pointing. I've just filled up. Monday morning, the top is done, scaffold down. I chopped out that side of my little trestles and all underneath there. So we'll see where we get.
Quality, that, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic stuff. Love to see it. Love to see it. Always like someone who can do something of that quality that I can't. Which is most people, to be honest, isn't it? Right, according to countryside law in the UK, if people have used a path or made a path and used it for more than 20 years, it becomes a recognised footpath. As it should be. There should be more, not country owned by people, country that just belongs to the country. But of course, dinero, innit? Must take a while to sort stuff like that out. Man, you don't think you'd have the patience for it. That's why you end up hiring people like Steve to come and do the job for you. To make sure, one, it gets done properly, and then two, it gets done fairly sharpish, because he knows what he's doing. Right, there's a trail for the sanctuary in between, and his fields are either side. Right. Definitely has such character. We love seeing stuff like this. Whenever Steve does a job, he tends to send us a couple of videos to have a look what's going on. Very, very skillful man is our Steve. But things like that, the flint work looks very traditional and of the area where he lives as well. Quite a few places have things like that. Very, very pretty. Like cobblestones, but flint, yeah. Very, very, very pretty. And so much better than just a normal shitey brick wall or something. Say a bit of character to it. Wondering how often he has to change his pointing tool. Oh, I say. Donald, how you doing, bud? Bonjour. Might have to show it again on Sunday. I will do. And I'll apologise to Steve as well by sending him a text tomorrow. I did show it, but I just carried on chatting like an idiot. In Canada, you call it Crown Land, wild land that belongs to everyone. We used to have that, but we don't have it anymore because it's all owned by landowners. The UK being the UK. Money talks, doesn't it? Yeah, when Trump says he wants to buy Greenland, he doesn't realise that the law in Greenland dictates that no one can own land. You can rent it and live there, but never buy the land. I think he doesn't really care about that. He wants to take the entire island, either buy it or take it by force. Doesn't give a shit about laws, does he? Know what I mean? Actual Flintstones, yeah. Meet the Flintstones. Yeah. In the UK we call it common land. You thought Dartmoor was common land, most of Cornwall is. It used to be, or at least it should be, Dartmoor. But someone does actually own it and has decided no more wild camping. It was taken to the courts. People are going mad over it. Feckin' Egypt. Take it by force, he said it needs it for security. You don't need it for security if you don't act like an absolute twat to the rest of the world. There you go, how's that? Feckin' Egypt. Yeah, upsetting for folks there and Greenland. You're so interconnected, it's crazy. Doesn't give a shit. Which is why he's also spoken about turning Gaza into a fucking complex, a Trump Gaza. You know what I mean? This is people's land, sovereign land. You can't just go around doing that. We tried. The Romans tried. Doesn't work. After a while, people get sick and fight back and your empire collapses. It will happen to everyone. Fegan Egypt. Fegan Egypt. A bucket of something. Are you wanting a bucket of tea? We have tea. Tea, 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 tea. Hang on. Just quickly checking what time I'm out in the morning. Oh, Brucey. She's got a driving lesson directly after work, so my dad's picking her up. I don't need to go afterwards. Who here could realistically live on a British or Scottish island, solitary, no other people for 1 year? Not a chance I could do that. I'd love to be in the mindset and have the ability to do it. I don't think I could. Genuinely. It'd be nice to live semi-wild, though. On the mainland. Away from everyone. But near enough that if you needed to go to the corner shop, you could do. You know what I mean? A bucket of tea with a little drop of Jimmy's, a Jameson. Very nice. Yeah, he does need Greenland after he becomes the US dictator-in-chief. Greenland's only been Danish for 800 years. Mad, eh? So, we Brits can talk quite well on stuff like this because we used to have an empire that covered a quarter of the entire globe. You don't keep it. It goes. When the people that actually live there, who are natives, decide that they don't want you there anymore, you do not stay anymore. End of story. There's more of them than there is of you. Know what I mean, bro? Is that a challenge? Depends on the monetary gain from the endeavour. Could be, couldn't it? That'd be a good video series as well. Renee, you could do that in the Canadian forest. Now that I'd love to see. Look gorgeous, don't they? Canadian forest. Tay for Esther. Yeah, it depends if food was delivered and Wi-Fi connected. I think that goes slightly against the spirit of things, Mandy, but I know what you mean with that. Donald, you could do it for a year if you got the necessary supplies. I can sort of imagine that. Parts of Ireland are very much like that already, aren't they? Even though they're on the mainland of the island of Ireland. Vikings, yeah, the Viking territory, isn't it? Proper. It's a spiritual gain, not a monetary one. You get free food shipped to you once a month. Ooh, go on. That sounds a bit better. Food shipped every month. Would you be okay with your own company? Would you be happy on your own? That's the thing, isn't it? Many people say they'd love to be on their own. Love to go and do that within the space of like 2 or 3 days. I miss people. You've got to be a special kind of person to do that. Jasper, you do it, you film it as well. Get back and have the best YouTube series in history from doing it. Kilkenny only got electricity last Tuesday. It's ridiculous after that storm. If you had a fishing rod, a few sheep, cows, chickens as well, you could. It would be really interesting, that, wouldn't it? Ooh. Oh, the moon looks nice. The moon looks lovely. I've just seen that now. Crescent moon, gorgeous, gorgeous. Not after the storm, just in history. They've just got it in last week. Oh my God, it's Kilkenny. It'd be nice to be in a position where you could choose to live that kind of lifestyle. I think that's why a lot of these van lifers and motorhomers, I was going to say motorboaters there for a sec, a lot of motorhomers are getting pissed off because that was the whole point. Going off grid slightly, being able to drive from where you live to northern Scotland, to Cornwall, to Norfolk, to wherever you want to go to, anywhere in the country, park up, sleep overnight, go and have a good wander around the beautiful country that we have. But no sleeping overnight. Just, and is it enforceable in law? I don't know. Ridiculous. But you're taking away the opportunity to go and see a beautiful country. We should embrace that. We've got a beautiful country. Every month, that's tinned food then and frozen, you suppose. You're not getting Deliveroo, are you? Let's face it. There's about 20 islands off the coast within 8 miles of your house. Only a few are inhabited. It's doable. Oh, man. That'd be interesting. I wonder. Yeah. Today, you all know Greenlandic people, and most Greenlanders have got some Danish family. They speak Danish, have Danish healthcare and laws. You can't just walk in there and go, right, this is ours now. Not allowed. But 10,000 Greenlanders in Denmark. 56,000 in Greenland. You could do it. Ship your beef once a month. Keep some chickens for eggs and bottled water and a fishing rod. Solar panels and a video camera. Even if you did it for a month, I bet you that would be an absolutely incredible experience. The full year, you could make an insane video over that, or video series rather, but even just a month, I reckon that would be an incredible thing to do. It would test you, I think, mentally. And either improve you as a human being, or completely break you. Either or. Be fucking great to watch though. Do it. Do it now. Which island are we talking? Do we know any? We do have loads of islands. The whole UK, there are loads of islands, little islands, big ones. What are the bugs and mosquitoes like on these islands? We don't really get too many mosquitoes in the UK in general. Scotland gets midges, which is annoying little things, but they can be quite annoying, to be honest. But I think we're all right, aren't we? Bugs on the other hand, I don't know. Denmark, the Faroes and Greenland have a special bond. It's sad to see any of them leave the Union. They're not going to, are they? Unless it's by force, obviously. Some islands have ruins of houses, so if you put a roof on one, you'd be good. Yeah, I've seen a few TV shows about, I think, particularly Scotland. People used to live on islands where they don't live anymore. But there's like entire little tiny, don't want to call them villages or towns, just little settlements, which you could conceivably easily just put a roof on one of them and live there. Use it for shelter if nothing else, man. The further north, the worse the mosquitoes and midges get in summer. And if you won the Euro Millions, you'd buy an island, preferably somewhere warmer though. Where are you looking? Still UK. There's islands further south, isn't there? Are there any available down there? Because the south of England's a lot warmer than the north. Or Wales. You know what I mean? Or are you looking at Europe, North Africa, somewhere like that? Mosquitoes and midges are attracted to glucose in the blood. If you have super low glucose and insulin, you don't tend to get bitten. We don't really see them. Well, I've not seen them much where we've lived. Mosquitoes, like. Mad. When you're in Sweden in summer, you get maybe 500 mozzie bites even with mosquito spray. You must have delectable blood to them. Yeah, if you're near a bog, you'll have turf sorted as well. Don't need anything more than that. One island has a ruin of a house with a mummified donkey in it. That begs questions. What were people doing with the donkey in the house? In fact, no, don't answer that. Your foster mum went to Sweden and said it's stunning but full of mosquitoes. It does look amazing. Genuinely gorgeous, but yeah, mozzies la. Yep. If you're carnivore, no bites. Another Brucey bonus. A warm day in the summer in the Arctic, the moose stand in water to the chest to avoid mosquitoes. They know the score, man. Plenty of... you're thinking more the Caribbean. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Would you like that, though, the Caribbean? You know, with all the storms and everything. Potassium also. If your partner eats a banana, you can avoid mozzie bites. The females need it for egg production. Bananas, potassium is also good for getting oxygen into the blood and into the muscles. Vitamin K, man. That's why you always see tennis players eating a banana in between sets. It's really good for them. Not as many insects around there compared to 10 years ago. Is that down to farming procedures and pesticides and things? You don't get bitten because your glucose is near zero, plus you can work outside and just tan, not burn. I burn. Just completely burn. I go pink like a lobster. Blue then pink like a lobster. Not good at all. Problem is female mozzies bite but don't buzz. The males buzz but don't bite. Ah, right. So they're both annoying bastards but for different reasons. Evil things. What are they for? What are they for? What's the point? I've had this before, haven't we? Mayflies. They live for a day. What is the point? You don't even get a chance to have a look around. Don't eat, nothing. Hatch, fly up, shag the brains out and then die. Lucky bastards. No. There's no point. What is the point of mosquitoes? If you believe in creationism, why would any kind of god create mosquitoes? Problem with islands is that everyone can drop by and ruin your privacy. Bastards. You know, you never burn either. Train sharks. Can you train sharks? Sharks with frickin' laser beams. Sweden has the most islands at 250,000. It is very, very islandy, isn't it? Very annoying, both annoying. The shagging is the point. That is pretty much, isn't it? That's no reason to live. Just to literally ding ding bang ta-da. Denmark, a mere 1,400. Ali burns. Ali, the ginger Irish woman, burns. I think, colour me shocked. Mosquitoes feed bats and birds. That's fair enough then, I suppose. But shagging, that's all they do. That's all they do, mayflies. They are born, they shag and they die. A bit like Michael Douglas. Become a nudist and scare them away from the place. Are we talking about mosquitoes or people turning up in boats? Caspian uncle owned an island once. It had a shack and it was about 100 by 100 metres. 100 metres square with a shack on it. That is proper. You are alone. Oh man. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. The problem with doing that though, becoming a nudist, you always appeal to at least one person, and knowing your luck, knowing the luck of the human beings, that person will be on that boat on that day. stood there in the roar, slapping side to side. Then all you hear from the boat is, "Ooh, hello." Oh, no, not this again. Yeah, I think about the animals and birds and insects as mini robots. They all have a job, even if you don't know what it is. When a species dies out, it's because the job is no longer exists, or something has interfered with the balance. That happens as well, unfortunately. Canada has lots of islands too. I don't think people realise how big Canada is either, because it doesn't look it on a map. On a globe it does. It's huge. Yeah, second largest country in the world. It's massive, man. And people don't realise Canada goes from the North Pole down to just south of Venezuela. True story, this. I believe Canada has the longest coastline in the world, would not surprise me in the slightest. Which, when you consider how long Russia is as a country, takes some doing. Everything has a role except us. We are the destroyers. Or we are now anyway. Insects are integral to life on Earth. There's a food chain, isn't there, which goes all the way from plankton, single cell amoeba, whatever it is, all the way up to massive things. Denmark and Canada shares a land border as of a few years ago. Shout your orders on Hans Island. Well, it's crazy, man. Oh, I need to get the stuff on my knee again. Get my knees swollen up slightly. I think it has, you know. Voltarol before bed. The longest coastline in the world is in your mind. Is in your mind. Is in my mind. There's some incredibly long coastlines. The UK's got a long coastline as well, even though it's only a small place, because so much goes in and out and in and out. Same as Norway, Sweden. In, out, in, out, in, out. If you straighten it out, it goes on forever and a day. True story. Renee, you have an obsession, a fascination for insects, tiger beetles. Nice. First non-stop transatlantic flight. Alcock and Brown took off from Newfoundland, landed about 15 miles away from your house on a Marconi site. It's nice to be somewhere where stuff like that happened. Proper history. From that, all the other stuff that's happened since has come from there. Being able to fly to Australia wouldn't have happened unless that would have happened in the first place. Crossing an ocean, they had to do it. Does a hot water bottle help me? Not really. It's not heat that I need in it as much as getting it raised later on, keeping it steady for a little while. Keeping it steady for a while I'm lying down. I've been sat at the desk all day long, so it hasn't moved enough today. That's part of the problem. I need to get the balance right between moving, walking and lying down. Today I've not done it right. Is it Friday you're getting your knee looked at? Which was, I think, the very first draft of Lionel Richie, Hello, isn't it? Never scanned right, so he said, yeah. Yeah, Friday I'll be going to the doctor. I won't be getting looked at. The doctor will look at it and say, yeah, we can't do anything with that. Just preparing myself for that. They used to say, yeah, go to the hospital, I'll phone them now, you'll get a scan. That doesn't happen anymore. It's non-emergency surgery or procedures, so you don't get anything done. Fuckers. But if he just says to me, no, the knee's healed right, you just need to be stronger, do some more exercises, you will not do yourself any damage, then I'll come home and do some exercises. I just don't want to do it at the moment and completely knacker the knee. Named after a fellow called Hans, but not the Hans Christian Andersen that wrote the fairy tales. And had marked his diary with an X every time he had teased one over the thumb. He really did he? X marks the spot, obviously. Right, you hope you can join the EU with that border. Could that be a back door? Literally a back door to Europe. Oh, you never know. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Canada in the European Union, especially if it went Schengen as well. Just turn up in Canada without your passport. I've come to watch the Maple Leafs. Go to an osteopath. I'm going to see what the doctor says about what he thinks. I know what it was to begin with. I tore my medial ligaments playing football. I just don't think they healed properly because it was just before lockdown, COVID lockdown. So I had to heal at home. No physio, no doctor. And I don't think it's healed properly. Weird, it never hurt. I know the cruciate, I've heard people have had their cruciates done and say it's the worst pain they've ever had. The medial never hurt. But weeks afterwards, it felt uncomfortable and weak. Still feels weak. That's not a good sign, is it? Am I eating enough meat and fish to improve mobility? Nope. I don't eat a huge amount of meat or fish. I'm struggling with my diet at the best of times. I don't like eating. I don't enjoy it at all. And I struggle to find things that I will comfortably put in my mouth. It's a real struggle. But I'm still 15 stone, so it's not like I'm not eating. I am getting by. Oh yeah, Caspi said your great-grandfather's brother was forced to fight for the Germans in World War One, as your region was stolen by Germany in 1864. So all family images after that had a picture of him. Yeah, Israel allowed in Eurovision. Not just Israel, Australia are as well, aren't they? Canada should be allowed in the EU. Why not? You were a pilot and you were shot down over Germany. Am I taking any vitamins? I am indeed. A multivitamin and what's the stuff that's good for joints? No, not that kind of thing. Magnesium. Is it magnesium sulfate? That as well. Still no good. Because it's the ligament, isn't it? The medial ligament that was knackered. Do you think maybe it should have been to the hospital, scanned and looked at back then? Did it need any kind of surgery? Did it need a specific type of physio to get better? Have I just left it and healed the way I did? Has it healed weird? Is the scar tissue in there? Australia, it makes no sense, it doesn't. But, you know, Australia, they have the Union flag on their flag, so probably what it is, isn't it? Taking fish oil capsules, I'm not. Right, you should look into boron if you are running on carnivore and either organ meat or desiccated organs. That magnesium and salt is important. What's that? Magnesium bisglycinate and omega-3 is better. Omega-3, a lot of that's in fish, isn't it? I'll have a word with the doctor anyway on Friday and see what he says. Do I need to do anything with it? Can I fix it? Do I need a knee implant? Can I get a bionic knee? That'd be great, that, wouldn't it? Where I could hop up Everest or something like that. Boron is good if you need to quench a nuclear reactor. Boron and sand, I did not know that. You did a carnivore diet for 14 days and felt amazing, but it's boring eating. This is something you can get used to. They tried that in Chernobyl. Didn't the Russians bomb that the other week? Because Chernobyl's in Ukraine, obviously. Here's a good idea. Let's go and bomb a place where there was a nuclear meltdown. Feckin' Egypt. Take multi-micro minerals and liver. Yeah, it was working until the Russians flew the drone into it. It's fucking mad, isn't it? On day 64, fair play to you, man. The trick is to look at food as nutrition, not recreation. I don't look at it as anything. I don't enjoy it. I've said this before, haven't I? I know people who enjoy the food that much that they will be discussing their next meal while they're eating the current meal. I just can't do that. It is a way of not dying, I think. That's the way I look at food anyway. What's the best way that I can avoid being thrown in the ground? I'll eat food. There you go. I'd probably be alright doing it then, if that was the case, because I don't eat to enjoy. Spelled it wrong. Close enough. Close enough. What did I have for dinner today? That's a very, very good question. What did I have? I can't think what I had. Pasta salad. That was it. Toast for breakfast. Pasta salad. I had that about 6 o'clock. I'll see if there's anything snackage. Yeah, but just don't enjoy eating. And this is not to do with the stroke. This is years ago. Very, very rarely find something I enjoy eating. So if I do, I have to be careful not to overdo it with it. Don't eat the same thing for an entire week, otherwise that's it. Get sick of eating that then. You did it combined with a stop of smoking at the same time, which made it so much harder. Fair play, man. 64 days. That takes some doing. You need to try it again for sure. There you go. Adam's your example. It can be done. Very weird noises. Best part of carnivore is that you only eat once a day. So it is literally just fill yourself up with fuel and then that's all it is. Because we usually only eat once a day anyway. I used to as well. A lot of people tend to get into that kind of habit, don't they, of eating once a day. I eat a lot of rib cap, beef short ribs, tin sardines, eggs, and that's about it. Donald used to eat a lot of bananas after drinking sessions, got fed up with both after a while. Yeah, bananas are really, really healthy for stuff like that, aren't they? Drinking sessions, what were they like? I can't remember that far back. Two and a half years, man. 2.5 years. It's been a while. Most days it's once a day, but occasionally twice a day. You eat when hungry. That was always my approach. Eat when hungry, and if you're not feeling hungry, don't eat. Your body is trying to tell you something. Or at least that's what I thought. If I'm feeling starving, just eat. If not, leave it. Don't force yourself to eat when you're not hungry. Don't remember much about the drinking days. Is that a good or a bad sign? That's the thing though, isn't it? If you eat once a day, you have to eat a meal full of fatty meat. Never eat lean. Eat till comfortably full. It's not that you have to eat once a day, it's that you forget about eating, alright? Yes, you don't buy bananas since they turn brown so fast. If they turn brown, you can make banana bread out of them, can't you? Or other stuff. I love smoked kippers if you have a snack. Healthy stuff, healthy. Right, sorry, Casper, you eat a lot of plaice. It's usually the fish you eat most there. Yeah, what about alcohol? Is it a complete ban on that as well? That, for me, well, I was forced into it, but it's surprising how quickly you get over that sort of I need it, and then realise that it wasn't need, it was want. Or at least the situation I was in. Got to drink it because that's what you do, isn't it? Becomes a habit. And once you're not in the habit of doing it, it's not a habit anymore. Bizarre. 2.5 years later. Although I did say yesterday, didn't I? It crossed my mind yesterday. It was never going to happen. Just a memory came up from nowhere. Alcohol is a poison, it is. And unfortunately, it has a knock-on effect of, you know it is, and then after a while, you don't care that it is. On the Faroes, sheep and potatoes are surprisingly almost all of what they eat. Yep, I've seen that. Don't they also go hunting for eggs on the cliffs? Is that the Faroes? Bird eggs. Sure, I've seen that. They lower someone down and he's got a bag full of stuff. Get back to the top of the cliff and then just scran a load of raw eggs. Not a complete ban on alcohol, but it would ruin the progress. If you have to drink, avoid anything grain-based, alright? You stop drinking, you don't miss it. Anxiety disorder, which was really bad, has gone in 2 months. It is surprising how getting rid of alcohol out of your system can make you feel a lot better. And it does take possibly a couple of months, might be the thing. Sounds about the same for me. 2 months down the line, it's out your system, it's out of your habit, and then you don't miss it, and you feel better as a result. I mean, obviously I don't feel 100% better because there's bits of me that don't work, but that part of me feels a hell of a lot better. Yeah. Don't need to tell Casper about it. Knows all about it, yeah. Yeah, they net fish, eggs and birds from the cliff. I've seen, there was again a documentary. I watched loads of stuff. Loads of BBC documentaries about things like this. And how dangerous it is. Roping people down the cliff. Is it sheer waters or something? Something that's a bit dodgy as well. Kept flying in, trying to attack him. And things being sick on him. They regurgitate and it's got acid in it and it's really, really bad. Terrible. You have to try it. You've lost weight before, so you know it's just determination that does the difference. If you've got it, do it, man. Bucket of beer for Esther. Are you sure you want a bucket of beer? Are you sure you wouldn't prefer a Murphy's Red? Hint, hint. Would you not prefer a Murphy's Red? Actually think the carnivore cured your anxiety. However, not drinking has helped. Not that you were ever a big drinker, maybe a bottle of whiskey over 3 months. It's not too bad, but yeah. Just getting rid of it completely. It completely affects how you are, I think, in general. Eat a lot of puffins in the Faroes. Puffin is as good tasting as it is cute. Iceland, they eat a lot of puffins as well. The Everton fans that went over to watch us play against KR Reykjavik said they couldn't believe the amount of puffin that was sold in restaurants and bars and things. Puffin. Puffin. Yeah, puffins. Not eating that. Fuck that, mate. Adam, you are off. It's been emotional as always. No problem, mate. Catch you later. Give us a shout before you disappear to your island. Did you do Murphy's? Were you sorted in the red? Didn't you do the red? Kipper's Red Ale. There you go. It's like Murphy's Red, but it's Kipper's Red Ale. It's near enough, isn't it? Close enough for jazz. Dad, you drink 50 to 70 units a weekend. Yeah. I think I was drinking more than that, to be honest with you, over a weekend. Not good. Gonna do it from next Monday on. Carnivore, no alcohol, that's a promise. No worries. Just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, Casper. And then let us know how you feel. Oops, the label had green in it. You'll redo it. I was hoping no one would notice, but it looks great. Ah, yeah, the top bit, isn't it? Looks good, though. Looks good. Fantastic. There you go. Your own personalised beer there, Esther. Kipper's Red, not Murphy's Red. Kipper's Red. Your dad's first wife used to monitor him on your request. It's horrible when you see it written down, isn't it? Yeah, wake up to it. Don't go cold turkey. Can you eat cold turkey on the carnivore? Oh, man. I wish I was fit. I look back at those days of playing football every single week. We had 1 year. We used to play on a Thursday night in a school hall or school gym, which should have closed during the summer and Easter and Christmas. But we knew the fellow that used to run the place, so he used to open up for us. We managed to play 49 out of 52 weeks 1 year. That was the best year we ever had. And I played in every single game. An hour running around like a fucking lunatic, and now I can barely walk the length of myself. His eyes went yellow, so he knew it was a liver problem. Yeah, that's a great giveaway, isn't it? And he drowned. I'm sure he would have been gone by now anyway. Yeah, it's not good, mate. Either way, is it? Horrible, mate. Horrible. Any colour preference other than green for Kipper's Red? What goes well with red that isn't green? That will not be green screened. It's the only problem. This is something you need to take into account when you're making stuff like this. Anywhere where you do any kind of green screen, don't wear anything green, or don't use anything green. The amount of people have ended up, like, if you have a look on YouTube, there's probably bloopers of people that were appearing on news programmes that had green screen in the background and were wearing something that got picked up by it. So whatever they were showing is showing on their top. It's not good. Roudwit, red and white, is Ajax colours. Have a look tomorrow. Someone once made fun of you because being a Dane with PTSD must mean you were the weakest person ever. No, not remotely true. This can happen to anybody, PTSD. And it's nothing about being weak. Think about it. How many people, how many Marines, parachute regiment, how many people who went to war have come back with PTSD? Proper full-on, some of the toughest men to ever walk the planet have come back with PTSD. It's not because they're weak. It's because it's a horrible, horrible thing to happen to them. It's a brain injury. You know, that's exactly what it is, really. Not remotely weak. Sorted, like a Manchester postman. There you go. Get it done before Sunday. And you will, I know that. I know you will. Oh, fuck a doodle do. Morning, Jackie. It's nice seeing stuff like that on the screen as well. Knowing how much work you put into it, how much effort goes into it. There's a sense of achievement. Mum says that 25% of her staff is constantly on sick leave. Such a tough profession. Must be. Stress leave, same thing. It's the brain deals with things in certain ways. And if one of them is to sort of shut down to try and get away from what it's dealing with, you can't do anything about it. You can't take a shot. You can't just, I don't know, go and do something that takes your mind off it, because when you get back, you're right back where you started. It's mad. Ali must have passed out as well. Ali, are you okay? Ali, are you okay? Are you okay, Ali? A sense of pride just seeing the U on the microphone. Rude mic, not road, rude. Morning, Ali. It's a good mic arm. I need to change it though slightly because it was set up for my previous mic, and now it's got a completely different one in. The previous one, it was down a little bit so you couldn't see it, but I need to move it out the way slightly. I've got loads of things I need to change. I'll get there. Eventually. Oh, man. Oh, sorry, you said that earlier, didn't you? The D is like a th. Ruther. Ruther microphone. Ruther. She's gone very quiet. It's not like her at all, is it? Our Ali. Might be doing laundry or something. She might be. Hope she hasn't fell over. Ali, have you tied your laces? Mind you, yeah, she's normally up early in the morning, isn't she? Sorry you got so serious for a bit. It's not. Doesn't have to be all light, does it? It's life. Life has its light and its shadows. It's nice sides and its bad sides. It's all life. You often do laundry after midnight to save electricity. Our washing machine's on about 38 hours a day in this place, it feels like. It's constant. One load in, one load out. Good thinking though. But don't forget, Ali is also an Irish maiden. So her laundry is not done in a machine. She batters hers clean on the rocks as she sings siren songs to people going past on Viking ships. Maybe, or something like that. Or takes it to the laundrette, one or the other. And it was one or the other anyway. Your neighbours will not like laundry at midnight. Balls to them. That's one of the good things about living in a detached house. We're not next door to someone's wall. Someone's house is, there's a gap in between us and the next door, and no one that side. They don't give a shite. You can only do laundry Friday from 7 till 7. Bit draconian, that, isn't it? That will spin. Oh, 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 Donald.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there, level 14. Lovely stuff. Yeah, diddly-do. Here in summer, sometimes electricity is free due to the windmills. Beautiful. You live attached, but the double firewall is next to the machine, so no noise carries. Oh, lovely stuff. We aren't with the last house before. There's a little green there, little sort of little park thing, and then next door here there's a gap between us, so it's just the sort of the alleyway into the gardens. They can't hear anything. We can't hear anything, apart from dogs fighting outside earlier, obviously. But that was because I had my window open. Otherwise, you'd have heard nothing like. Oh. Well, I'm going to have to start looking at stopping this because I'm absolutely shattered and in pain. Long day, man. Long day. I need a stretch and some Voltarol on my knee, I think. So get your dancing shoes on, because I can't at the moment. I'd love to join you. But it's dancing shoes time. Vámonos, muchachos. And that's that.